Hey everybody, Jason and John here for Everyday Crypto, sponsored by CryptoTaxShield.com. Jason, I appreciate you sitting down with me today. It's been a little bit. It's been about a week or so. We had some nasty weather come through, and I was without internet for a couple days, and just chaos here in the Midwest. So appreciate you taking some time.
John, glad you're safe and glad to be back with you.
Yeah, appreciate it. So I wanted to get on today. I keep up with crypto. I'm kind of into it now, and I tell you what, over the past few days, I've seen tons of stories about these sort of big hacks that have happened in crypto. And I'm like, dude, I got to get Jason on a call and kind of pick his brain, kind of see what your take is on it, what's going on in that world.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good topic right now. If I could, please, if you find any entertainment or educational value in this at all, please like and subscribe. It helps us help you, and we truly appreciate it. And believe it or not, we are not financial advisors. Do your own research.
Believe it or not.
Yes, over the last few weeks, it's been nonstop. I think a couple of days ago, one of the Solana wallets, somebody figured out how to hack into those. That was a relatively small one, but the way it went down is super shady. And one of the big bridges, where you send your coins from one Ethereum, this to say to Polygon, use the bridge. They got like $200 million out of that. So here's the thing, right? Crypto's still super young.
Yeah.
And these technological plays are being developed so fast that, they're not perfect yet.
Right.
But if I could these things happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like it's happening a lot right now. Like, I don't remember ever just so much things happening. But really, the real point here is you should self-custody your crypto onto a cold storage wallet.
Right.
It'll cost you like $100. It's super easy, and nobody can ever steal your stuff. For example, I use a Ledger wallet, a Ledger Nano X. They're like $100, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. But your keys are always stored offline. So if somebody hacks into your computer, or even if somebody steals your Ledger device, they can't get into it.
Right.
Or if you lose your Ledger device, it's no big deal. You just buy another one, and as long as you have your 24-word seed phrase written down somewhere, you just upload it, and boom, there's all your crypto.
Done and done.
You never have to worry about any of this stuff. I mean, we've seen exchanges go down. We've seen massive hacks, like hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, most people think your crypto's safe on exchanges.
Right.
But if you just know the history of crypto, like, the oldest lesson learned is not your keys, not your crypto. And what they're saying when they say that is get your crypto off exchanges, because if an exchange goes insolvent, you lose your crypto.
Right.
Or if they get hacked or whatever happens. So just self-custody. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. It's not expensive, and it's not complicated at all. It really isn't.
Right. It's interesting, and I want to go back in time a little bit. You and I talked a long time, forever ago, about, and I'll probably screw the story up, but you were telling me about a story about a guy who was paying a lot of money to go to a landfill because his laptop got thrown away or something, and he didn't save his crypto, and it'd be worth like $100 million or something. And I'm like, wouldn't this have been just a great thing to have back then, to not have it be attached just to that computer?
It's worth billions.
Mm-hmm. Really?
That's how much crypto he had. He was an early believer back when it was like pennies.
Right. That's right.
And his mom threw away his old computer where he stored it. So for years he's been working with that. I think it's in Georgia. I can't be sure, but he's been working with the local government there, just begging them to let him
find it.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. And
I think they've agreed. Every year when Bitcoin goes up, they revisit the possibility.
Sure.
But if there's $4 billion sitting somewhere in a landfill, like, I don't see why not.
I'm digging hands at night. Nobody's looking. So back to the hack stuff. So where you do deep dives on these things, where are these hacks coming from? Is it organized? Is it just some kid in a basement somewhere?
It's actually very interesting. So these big hacks, like the multi-million-dollar hacks, are coming out of North Korea.
Oh,
and it's called a certain group. I forget what they call themselves. But it's actually a government-ran group where like they take these kids and they educate them, and then they have quotas and stuff they have to fill. Oh, and we've heard stories. There's punishments if you don't meet your quota. So they've got no consequences. They've got unlimited resources, and this is funding the North Korean military.
Right.
So it's crazy, but it makes sense actually if you think about it. Because North Korea, they fund their military in two ways. They use all their farmland for opium, and they produce heroin and ship it off.
Sure.
And now crypto, which I don't know, man. They've probably gotten $1 billion out of crypto hacks in the last year. That's a lot of money for North Korea,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so really that just plays into, as new as crypto is and as sort of as the answer as it could be to a lot of things, a lot of ails that hurt this planet. There's always that dark side too, right? You're going to attract the good and the bad, right? And it almost seems like there's no way to avoid that. But protecting yourself, like you talked about, cold storage units, boy, that just seems like the thing that people need to be doing, and I don't see a lot of people doing it. So,
John, I hear horror stories all the time. Like,
me too.
my buddy's got this friend, super nice. I call him a kid, but he's probably 30 years old.
Right.
Super smart crypto guy. And he was telling me how he just last year had like $1 million stolen from him out of his wallet. And it was just heartbreaking to hear. So, I mean, you worked so hard for that. That's probably an insane amount of money for this guy. Like, right? It's a lot of money for anybody, right? Like,
Sure.
It's a lot of money.
Absolutely.
But it's just, I remember when I first got into crypto, my biggest fear, because I'm not really a computer guy, I'm not super techie.
Sure.
I remember telling my wife, my biggest fear is just pushing a wrong button or opening a wrong email and having it all stolen because I don't know enough to protect myself.
Right.
Just a little bit of research, I found out, oh, you just need a cold storage wallet, that's it.
Right.
Like, that protects you for everything. Like, you can sleep well at night for like $100. That's pretty worth it.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're anybody who's moving tens of thousands, what's $100 to protect yourself? That seems like a no-brainer,
Yeah, it really does.
How just for my own education, I've not done much research aside from what you've taught me. How long have these units been cold storage been available? Since crypto's been around, or is it fairly new?
No, so in the early days, this is how that guy lost the billions of dollars with the crypto. In the early days, so there's a lot of history here.
Yeah.
Right when crypto first got super popular, there was one exchange that was called Mt. Gox.
Okay, sure.
And they got hacked. And that was it. Everyone, like, this should have been the end of Bitcoin at that point.
I see.
The mass majority of anybody who owned Bitcoin had on Mt. Gox. And they got hacked, and that's where the first lesson came about. But back then there wasn't cold storage, so what people did was they would put it onto a hard drive and take the hard drive offline.
Okay.
So that guy had the hard drive in his closet, and his mom probably just didn't know what it was and just like thought it was junk and threw it away.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But there's a lot of history here, like so much history. It's almost like bank robbers in the early 1900s. It's almost like that.
Sure.
It was so doable. There wasn't really a lawman. There wasn't like right. It was doable. Yeah.
That's awesome. This is great stuff. So just if anybody takes any sort of advice from this particular episode, just invest in cold storage. It's worth it. Just do it. We're not trying to guide you into a particular thing, but just do your best to protect yourselves, because as hard as you work for this, why give it away? So
yeah, like I said, we're not affiliated, but
nope.
Ledger Nano X, it's super easy to use. It'll take you like 10 minutes to set up.
Right.
There's a million videos on YouTube about it, and it actually comes with, if you go to their website, they'll show you step by step. I know you might think it's complicated, but it's not.
Okay.
And after you do it, you'll just feel so much safer.
Awesome. Jason, thanks so much, man. This alone is going to help people immensely. I just know it. So
yeah,
hopefully everybody's already doing it, but those who are not, take care of your assets. So
take care of your assets.
Appreciate your time, Jason. Let's do another one of these soon.
You got it, John. No problem.
Take care.
You got it.